If you were to buy in this area, you may think, hey, I'm getting a great deal. These houses behind me are fantastic. This area is coming back. However, there are things that real estate investors don't pay attention to that if you don't pay attention to them, you're gonna lose money as well. And I'm standing here and I can tell you right now in this area, I wouldn't buy here. I would lose money if I bought here. You would too. And I'm gonna show you why you would lose money. Number one is there are railroad tracks just 50 yards away. And so what great resident wants to move in a house and have railroad tracks right beside them with horns blaring all night, all day? They don't want to do it. And so you're going to sit on this investment, you're going to lose money. And I'm going to show you about 5 or 6 other things that investors don't pay attention to. And if you don't pay attention to them, you're going to lose money as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at what those things are. Okay, so we're out looking at houses and I'm in an area that this is a good area. Like these are some decent houses, looks like well-maintained properties. And so if you can buy these houses at a discount, they'd probably make great rental houses. However, there's something wrong with the area that unless you have boots on the ground, unless you're here, unless you have somebody that you can trust that's looking after you, if you were to buy in this area, you would lose money. And it's the reason why I wouldn't buy in this area. It has everything to do with what's right behind me. That is a vacant lot. And so you can see nobody cares about this lot. It's overgrown, probably hadn't been cut in 12 months, if not more than that. And so what do you get in there? You get rodents, you get snakes, and those things obviously are going to impact the lifestyle or the living conditions of a great resident. If you were to buy a property and you had a vacant lot right next to you, huge mistake, nothing you can do about it. In these areas, nobody's buying lots, nobody's building houses. You may have to discount 10, 15, 20% just to get somebody in that house because nobody wants to live next to a field that is full of rats and snakes. So make sure you're doing your due diligence. This is one way that I see investors lose money, and I don't want that to be you. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, the general area is highly sought after from investors, from renters, which that's what you want. You want high demand for rent. However, there's one big problem. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna pull up in a driveway right here, and I'm gonna show you, like, I'm at a 45-degree angle. Like, this is insane. What happens when snow comes or ice gets on that driveway? Great residents don't want to be in a place where they're stuck either in the driveway, they can't get up the driveway, can't get down the driveway. There's potential for injury. Maybe if they're older, they don't like walking up and down steep driveways. So avoid steep driveways at all costs. And I can promise you, like, this is a really tricky area. I'm about to back out. Kind of scared, but you can't really do anything about the steep driveway, so avoid these at all costs. I want to show you exactly why I would never buy this property, and you shouldn't either. What you're seeing here is a burned out house just across the street. I mean, literally right across the street. And so you don't want to buy this house in this neighborhood because you're going to have problems with that. And so stay away, do your best to do your due diligence, make sure you come to the city, walk the streets, and understand what you're buying. Okay, I'm in a great area. These are great rental houses even behind me. And on paper, I can promise you, you would look at this and you would say, hey, Spencer, this is fantastic. Looks like it's going to be a great cash flowing property on paper. However, this area has one big problem that you can't do anything about. And I'm going to show you, this is it right here. We are right next to an extremely busy area with a lot of traffic. And so what this means to you as an investor is a great resident is going to come here, they're going to look at your property and they're going to hear the same thing that I'm hearing. They're going to have to speak up when they're talking to people and they're going to go, you know what? I probably could take my hard-earned money and I could go rent somewhere else a little bit, maybe further in the neighborhood where it's quieter, where I don't see so many cars, especially if they have kids. And you have maybe a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property, 3-bedroom, 1-bath property. They're thinking, are my kids going to be safe near all this traffic? Will they get any sleep? Will I get any sleep? Is this all I'm going to hear all day long? And so not a good idea if you're an out-of-state investor to buy a house, buy a property without realizing, are you near a very busy road? Like, this is horrible. Not going to be a good investment. So don't do that. Don't buy a property near busy roads. Okay, I'm out here looking at houses and I found a property that actually looks like a really good turnkey deal. Looks like a great house, super efficient, probably a 3-bedroom, 1.5. And I want you to get out and see, because if you don't either have boots on the ground or you're not out looking at this stuff, you'll never know this, but I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Hop out and let's take a look. Big problem right here is that we are right across from a commercial piece of property. This is commercial property. If you're buying a family residential, you don't want a multifamily building right beside you. So avoid these things at all costs. As you can see right here, there's multifamily right there. So I have commercial here, I have multifamily here, and I have the Target property right here. I don't really want to buy this property when it's surrounded by commercial, multifamily, commercial, industrial, a busy road down there. It's just not worth it. So I'll pass on this unless it was an incredible deal. But that incredible deal is going to have to be really, really good because I'm probably going to sit on this house vacant for a period of time before somebody wants to rent it. All right, don't do that. And you can see it's not just about the property, it's about everything around the property. But if you get all of that right, there's still one type of property that you'll always lose money on. So check it out right here in this video.